the bus for a photo. All of our state legislator friends, thanks for being here. Can you come over to the bus for some photos?
Hi, Rhonda. Ma'am, can I get you?
Looks like we have some more of our state legislator friends coming up down the street. For all of our state legislator friends, we're taking some photos in front of the Black Voters Matter Freedom Ride bus. So please come and go over to the bus for photos. State legislators who are arriving, please come over to the bus for a photo.
It's his birthday today, too. Whenever you don't want to carry, make it Hey, me too. So we start grab yourself a poster.
Hi, Barbara.
Hi. How you doing?
I'm good. What are we doing here today?
Hey, we are saying to the Biden administration, it's time for him to take a side. It's either the filibuster stays or voting rights goes, but we know the answer is that he has to be pro-voting rights. He has to come out and say, get away, do away in the filibuster and pass the For the People Act. All right, I got masks. All right.
Thank you.
That's it.
Everybody else free masks, free masks, free masks. Free masks,
What do you want me to do? Put me
to work. Give me the game, coach. Give me the game.
What are we doing
How
today?
you doing?
Cliff, how's it going?
Hey, how you doing? Real quick, we out here. We doing a march and a rally. It's, we trying to get the For the People Act passed. We trying to get our voting rights. We've been focusing on the Senate a lot because we need them to take action. But we also got to get the president involved. He's got to lean in. He gave a great speech a couple of weeks ago, very passionate. But we need his actions to match his word. We need him to pick a side. You can't worship voting rights, but also worship the filibuster. He's got to pick a side. That's the message that we're sending today to President Biden.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Ready?
Handing out masks. Yeah.
MC. Just gonna do it on the lab and then we'll go.
Check, 1, 2.
What's up, man? How you doing?
That's a black.
Yes, ma'am. It's like we all know each other. It'd be family reunion. What's up, boy?
This man, is that Reach over here? Let's reach Dominique.
Dominique!
You want us to stand out there?
All right, we're getting ready to get started, y'all. We're getting ready to get started. Let's get all the state legislators in the back. All the state legislators behind me, if you don't mind.
Alabama.
Y'all stay close. I'm going to Jasmine, Ryan,
Cliff, can we get like a 30-second notice?
Okay.
I'll know if it's girls.
Oh. Get somebody to put it beside me. That's a little cutaway. Yeah, that's fine. We need a couple of our marshals that are going to hold the banner. A couple of our marshals that are going to hold the banner. Next generation. Dominique, if we got a couple of marshals that can hold the banner. All right, we got all state legislators behind us.
I'm about to get out, y'all. Alright. Anyone you think you listen?
No, I think
y'all got the time?
Hey, and for anybody streaming, we've got our ASL interpreter here. Y'all please give it up for our interpreter here, please. You run a fan conference? All right. Jana, I think we had 30 seconds. Are y'all gonna hold the Dominique? Are y'all gonna hold the okay. Jana, let me know when you got the green light. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? Fired up! Ready to go! Fired up! Ready to go! Fired up! Ready to go! Good morning, everybody. My name is Cliff Albright. I'm co-founder and executive director of Black Voters Matter, and we are out here with our partners. With DFAD, we're out here with Transforming Justice Coalition, we're out here with Next Generation Action Network, we're out here with a bunch of partners, and we're out here with state legislators from across the country. We got over 25 states. We got over 25 states that are out here, and we're out here for a couple of reasons. We're out here to send a couple of messages. We're out here to send a message about the For the People Act. We want our voting rights now. We need the For the People Act now. And we know that there's a bill that's been sitting in the Senate, it's been pending in the Senate, it's being blocked by the same Jim Crow filibuster that's been blocking civil rights for over 100 years, over 200 years in this country. We're not going to let that same filibuster stop us today. Can't stop, won't stop. We're going to get our voting rights. So we've been out here all week, for weeks, on actions. Direct actions. We've had people getting arrested for the past 4 weeks. We've had Congress people, members of the Congressional Black Caucus, who have gotten arrested for each of the past 4 weeks. Most of that action has been directed at the Senate, and for good reason. But guess what? We got a president that we helped put in office. And we gave that president power. And we gave that president a Congress so that he could push an agenda, including our voting rights. And so we don't just need to just target the Senate. We need President Biden to lean in, and we need him to pick a side. And that's the message that we're giving today. You can't worship voting rights and worship the filibuster. You can't do them both. You got to pick a side. And so that's the message that we're delivering to President Biden. Sometimes in this work, you gotta call out those people that are trying to take your voting rights away, right? Sometimes you gotta call out the people that are going directly against you. But sometimes in the spirit of love, everybody say love. Love. In fact, when I say love, you say power. Love. Power. Love. Power. Sometimes in the spirit of love, you got to hold the folks close to you accountable. Sometimes in the spirit of love, you got to hold the folks that are on your team that's supposed to be in a fight with you accountable. Sometimes in the spirit of love, you got to turn to somebody who might be a part of your crew of 12 people that you work with. And when they say something bad, you got to tell them, get thee behind me, Satan, right? Sometimes you got to call out the people that are close to you. Sometimes when the people are close to you, when they're not believing, when they demonstrate that they're not really believing in the mission and what you're trying to do, sometimes you got to call to them and say, you know what? If you only had the faith of a grain of a mustard seed, you can move mountains. Sometimes you got to tell the people that are on your side that they got to step up and be accountable. So that's what we are doing today as we do this march from here by the White House to the front of the White House. We're telling President Biden to pick a side, and we're also telling him that in addition to the filibuster having to end, that he needs to tell the Senate that recess can wait. They can't take a vacation while we ain't got no voting rights. They can't go home to their districts while we don't have our voting rights. They suspended their recess over the weekend, this past weekend, for infrastructure. Now, infrastructure's cute. We need infrastructure. We need bridges, right? We need roads. So I'm not going to say infrastructure ain't important. But doggone it, if you can suspend your recess for infrastructure, I know you can suspend it for our voting rights. So recess can wait. And we need President Biden to deliver that message. He's got a bully pulpit. It does us no good if you got 40 years of Senate experience and you can't whip one vote. So we need President Biden to use all the tools he has at his disposal, all his 40-plus years of Senate experience, to get the job done. Recess can wait. End the filibuster. Pick a side. That's what we're saying today. Recess can wait. End the filibuster. Pick a side. So I'm going to turn it over, y'all. We got these state legislators. Oh, I'm sorry. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention this. I mentioned the state legislators, but the other message that we're delivering today, we've been delivering all week, and why many of them are here, is because we got a group, y'all, of some courageous legislators from the big old state of Texas. They say Texas, everything's bigger in Texas, and they have demonstrated over the past 4 weeks. So they came up here to work. And now the rest of this team of legislators come out there to let them know we're delivering a message. We got you. We got you, Texas. And so that's why we all out here together. So we're delivering those messages to the president, but we're also delivering a message to them that we love you and you are not alone. And so with that said, we're going to start it off with a couple of our friends from the great state of Texas. I'm going to start off with this sister. If you haven't heard this sister yet, you in for a treat. I'm going to tell you that right now. Y'all give it up for Representative Jasmine Crockett.
Good morning, everyone. So I'm going to keep it short. But the reality is that some people walk the walk and talk the talk.
Well,
so first of all, I want to thank all the other legislators from the other states that walked out to come and stand with us. But I got to send some special love to my sister right here, Gina. Y'all heard Gina yesterday, and it's amazing because you said a part of this. So when we walked out the first time, I said, Gina, I don't know if they going. Gina turns to me and says, Jasmine, you just got to have faith. Don't worry about everybody else.
all right now.
He gonna work it out. Let me tell you, when we broke quorum that very first time, we didn't realize we had broken quorum until we were almost to the church that we were heading to. We had faith.
That's right.
So what I'm asking these lawmakers to do is to have faith.
That's right.
Have faith in the Constitution that's supposed to protect each and every one of us. Not just the privileged,
That's right.
but everyone. I am so tired of people telling me, well, you just don't want people to have to produce an ID to vote. It's not just about voter ID. This bill is more than 40 pages long. In fact, it's almost 50 pages long. If you tell me that you need all those pages just to talk about voter ID, well, I got something to sell to you. But y'all get the point. I'm trying to tell you that this is Jim Crow. And for those that say, well, I don't see how it is, let me explain to you how close we were from flipping the House. In Texas, we needed 9 seats. We had 11 million votes that were cast. It was only 10 to 12,000 votes that kept us from flipping the House. What would that have meant? That meant that everybody wouldn't have been walking around with guns this session. That would have meant that they wouldn't have passed this stupid abortion bill. That would have meant that we wouldn't even be having to fight a voter restriction bill right now.
That's right. That's right.
So what they're trying to do is they're trying to skim off the votes. That's what they've been doing. They've been eating away at it for years. Now they just decided we're just going to be a little bit more blatant about it.
Well,
We gonna tell y'all how racist we are.
right.
But what I want those elected officials that are in power, all Democrats, to recognize is that they're targeting the very people that put you into office.
That's right.
That's right.
When we are honest about it, black folk stepped up.
That's right.
Right.
Now, I ain't hating on nobody else, but I'm going to specifically say black women.
Right.
So I'm going to show love to black
Say
women. Because 95% of black women got our president into the White House. 95% of black women down in Georgia made sure that they showed up.
Right.
So what you need to do is honor the people that put you into power and decide that you're going to represent them. That's all we're asking for. We're not asking for anything other than what we are owed.
That's right.
And that is access to the ballot box. So I thank you and I love you all for being here. Pick a side.
Somebody say pick a side. Pick a side. We're going to bring up next another dear brother. I'm going to bring up, met this brother a couple of months ago. He's been fighting a good fight along with that whole delegation. I'm going to bring up my friend Representative Reynolds.
Thank you, Cliff. And let's give Black Voters Matter a round of applause. And all of my colleagues, not just from Texas, but from around the country. United we stand, divided we fall. Some of you may have known that yesterday I was arrested along with Congressman Al Green. And I was arrested and proud to be on the right side of history in the spirit of our former dear brother, Congressman John Lewis, making some good and necessary trouble. Because you all know that we're just a few days away from the 56th year anniversary of the signing of the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Y'all do know that, right?
That's right. That's right.
Do you know that before the signing of the Voting Rights Act, that people who look like me could not hold public office?
That's right.
You see, I'm the first African-American state representative where I come from in Fort Bend County since Reconstruction. And I know I stand on the shoulders of those ancestors that paved the way for me. And I will not, in the spirit of Fannie Lou Hamer, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of seeing white supremacists who can storm the Capitol on January 6th and treat it with kid gloves. But the Black Lives Matter movement, who was peacefully protesting after the brutal death of George Floyd, we saw how they were treated. We know that racism is alive and well in this country. And this myth of voter fraud is a big lie from former President Donald Trump. And the reason why they're perpetuating this lie is because they want to have an excuse, a reason to pass voter suppression laws. So they can take us back, not to how many bubbles in a bar of soap or poll taxes and literacy tests, but they want to take away, in Georgia, giving out water. I don't understand that for the life of me. They want to take away mobile voting and 24-hour voting. And they want to empower partisan poll watchers in Texas so they can have people like the Proud Boys standing over people in black and brown communities to intimidate them and keep them from voting.
That's right.
So here we are standing. Here we are speaking truth to power, telling President Biden, who is my colleague, eloquently stated, was duly elected. You go back to before South Carolina, he was dead. And it was black folks in South Carolina. It was with Jim Clyburn, who has already said that there should be a carve-out, a special exception for voting rights so that we can end the filibuster and pass H.R. 1, the For the People Act. Now, let me say this as I close. If we don't do this, we're going to lose the House. We're going to likely lose the Senate. And the Republicans, as I already said, they don't want to bipartisan, so they don't want to be statesmen. They don't care about the black and brown people that are going to be literally disenfranchised. This is America. This is the home of the free and the land of the brave, where we tell people all over the world that we are a democracy. The fundamental of our democracy is the right to vote. And we will not allow them to go backwards to dark days in our country. So we're going to continue to fight. We're going to continue to demand, as Frederick Douglass said, that power concedes nothing without a demand. It never has and it never will. And I want you all to join me in demanding that President Biden speak out for ending the filibuster so that we can pass meaningful legislation to protect millions of black and brown people in this country. Let's continue to fight. Thank you and God bless you.
Say, pick a side. Pick a side. Pick a side. Pick a side. Y'all, you just heard Representative Reynolds, mention Fannie Lou Hamer, and you just heard him mention the Voting Rights Act, right? And we know that, there's a lot of states represented out here, but we all are pretty clear that we would not have gotten to the Voting Rights Act if there was no Selma. And so we could not be out here talking about voting rights and not have somebody from the state of Alabama give y'all a word. So I'm so excited to bring up State Representative A.J. McCampbell, representing Alabama.
Good morning. Good morning. Y'all know I'm from the country. And when you're from the country, and I want y'all to get this.
All right, tell us now.
Y'all see these here? They overalls. My ancestors wore these as they began to work. I had an uncle that was a builder. His name was Will Nolan. And he wore these overalls so that he could go and build something. He had a little spot over here. Wait, right here. For his hammer. What he did, he said when I had a problem, I'd pull my hammer and I'd hammer out the situation. He had a spot over here for his ruler. He said when everything wasn't right, I need to pull out my ruler so I could measure what was going wrong and get it in the right place.
All right, now.
But y'all know what?
What else?
He had a pencil.
Okay, all right.
And he said, and y'all watch this, hold this.
All right, now teach now. All right.
Every now and then, you have to pull out your pencil and draw a line. When you draw the line, President Biden, you got to pick a side because we're drawing the line. It's either the filibuster or it's going to be our voting rights. President Biden, draw the line.
Draw the line. All right. Draw the line. We drawing a line today, y'all. We drawing a line today, y'all. And after we draw that line, what we got to say? Pick a side. After we draw that line, what we got to say? Pick a side. Y'all see on this bus, we got the Freedom Ride written on that bus. Many of y'all, some of y'all here were with us on that Freedom Ride. And I always tell people a lot of states play a big part in that Freedom Ride, but you can't talk about the Freedom Ride and not talk about the great state of Tennessee. And so I'm so glad that we got here representing that state, Representative London Lamar. Take it away, sis.
What's up, DC? Recess can wait. Recess can wait. Amen. Amen. I'm State Representative London Lamar, and I'm here today with Senator Brenda Gilmore, and we're from the great state of Tennessee. We serve as 1 and 2 of 6 black women total in the Tennessee General Assembly, and I serve as the youngest woman in the Tennessee General Assembly. Now, I just can't understand how we got a Democratic president and a democratically controlled Congress, and we still, in 2021, standing out here begging them to give us voting rights in 2021. Millions of people went to the polls. Millions of black people went to the polls and stood in line to change the leadership of this country, expecting our president and Congress to be courageous and do the right thing. See, it's funny because we live in a country that likes to tout false equivalency, that every man in here is equal. But yet we standing out here today outside the African American History Museum begging for Congress to pass the For the People Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Act. So when we reflect on what's happening today, what's really different from 1965? So I'm from Memphis, Tennessee. the home base of the civil rights movement, the city where Dr. King was assassinated. We have one of the largest populations of African Americans in this country, in my city. We are literally living proof of what systemic racism and its systemic injustices look like. Our state is run by the Republican Party of obstruction, who are downright bold about making the election process harder for minorities and urban communities. And just this past year, they passed legislation into law that erases history, so our babies won't even know who fought for their right to vote. That's what's happening in my state. So I asked myself, what are they scared of?
Right.
What they scared of?
Right.
They scared of you?
They scared of you.
They scared of us. They scared of us. They're scared of our voice. They're scared of our vote. And they're scared of losing power.
Yes.
You know, here in Tennessee, over a decade ago, they passed voter ID laws.
They sure did.
They purged black people from the voting
Yes,
rolls.
they did.
You got to register to vote 30 days before an election to even vote.
Ridiculous.
They're not going to do the right thing. But we must ask Congress to do the right thing for states like
That's
mine.
right.
I can't depend on them to
Do
do the
your
right thing.
job.
I can't depend on them to respect my ancestors for dying for the right to vote.
Yes.
We need the For the People Act and the John Lewis Voting Rights Act to do the right thing for Tennessee. You know, as I'm standing here on D.C., I remember January 6th. I remember sitting in my office at the state capitol in Tennessee watching live white supremacists attack the U.S. Capitol to destroy the election. They didn't care about nobody's vote.
No.
They weren't scared of getting shot down in the street like we are.
No.
They weren't scared.
That's right.
They're tourists. And I was outraged sitting there.
Yes.
In my own state capitol thinking, am I next?
Yes.
But for me, what's even more outrageous is the fact we got Democratic senators who claim to honor John Lewis, but can't even vote on legislation that embodies his work. What's the point of putting allies in office if you can't stand for the values that we push? Senator Manchin, Senator Seminole, I'm calling you out. Do the right thing. What's the point of you being a Democrat? You can't pass simple voting rights legislation. And to my senators, Marsha Blackburn and Bill Haggerty, I'm expecting you to do right by Tennessee. Be a better person. Pass the For the People Act. Be on the right side of justice. You have one of the largest populations of black people in your state, and you can't make sure we have equitable voting rights.
That's right. Say that.
Enough is enough, America. We are tired. We've been fighting since we got to this country over 400 years ago.
That's right.
We are tired. At this point, we're expecting you to do the right thing. We're demanding you to do the right thing. Recess can wait.
Yes.
So let's get it done and get it done right now. Thank you.
Recess can wait. Recess can wait. All right. Y'all, I'd be remiss. We've mentioned about how President Biden has the power that he needs and how the Senate has the power it needs. As y'all know, the reason they have that power in the Senate is because of the great state of Georgia. And so I'm so glad to bring up my friend who helped me out yesterday, Representative Donna McLeod from the great state of Georgia.
Big up! For those of you who don't know, I am a Jamaican-born, Canadian raised, and became a citizen in 2012 because of the most powerful right to vote. And that's why we're fighting for it. I want to just acknowledge my colleagues that are here with me. Becky Evans, Josh McLaurin, Roland Taylor. I think that's the four of us that are here. But there's quite a large delegation from the state of Georgia. So let me tell you something. We got out the gates, right? We gave Texas the warning. Be aware, Georgia just passed some egregious bill. So we gave Texas the warning.
Yes.
Let me tell you something. Our bill started, okay, in the House, we passed on HB 581. It passed out the House, then the Senate started. They started with a bill. We didn't know what it was. It started on Wednesday. The next week, on the next Wednesday, was the first time we saw the text. It was passed into law that Thursday, the next Thursday. 98 pages. And I know a lot of people talk about the water and the voter ID, but what about the subversion, right? So even if your vote is counted, what Trump asked for from our Secretary of State, Ratzenberger, he could basically do it by going to every county and subverting our votes. It is unacceptable that we, especially as black people, who fought so hard to get the right to vote, to be in this position in 2021. It's unacceptable. No recess. The right to vote is the most powerful right we have in this country. Knowledge is power, but that right we give to each other is the vote. And I'm asking you all to keep on fighting because we cannot stop. We cannot stop. You can't recess without our democracy. Our democracy is at stake. And I'm telling you, Georgia is on the mind of everybody. And yes, Mr. Senator Manchin, if it wasn't for Georgia, you wouldn't be holding this power because you wouldn't have the majority to act like you're the biggest man on campus. It is time for us to step up, as Democrats in the Congress and say, we are grateful for the people that organized our work and make sure our kids and our family got to the polls. It is time for us to show some appreciation and making sure that we get the right to vote free. And again, I became a citizen of this country. I paid $680 and took the test and read the Constitution. For me, it's personal because that was the only right I wasn't given with the green card. So knowledge is the most powerful gift you give to yourself, but the vote is the most powerful thing we give to each other. Let's get it together and get this happening. Thank you very much.
That's right. Sister Donna McCloud. Fired up. Fired up. And we really are ready to go, all right? So we're about to get this march started, y'all, because we didn't come here just to rally over here at this historic, beautiful museum where so much of our history is housed. And if you go in there, so much of that history... so much of that history deals with this issue of voting rights, right? So it's fitting that we start here, but we got a target, y'all. We're going to the White House to deliver our message. As y'all heard, we're drawing a line today. That's right. And after we draw that line, what we got to say? Pick a side. President Biden, we need you to pick a side. Pick a side, pick the right side, right? Some folks be picking the wrong side. So we need you to pick the right side. And so we're getting ready to get started, but we got a special guest that is just pulled up. And so we're going to try to give him a minute. Y'all will not be disappointed, I promise you. But we're going to get ready. We're going to get ready after that. Soon as our guest speaks, we're going to line up. We're going to start the march going right down 15th Street. So we're getting ready to get going, y'all. But we got a message to deliver. And part of that message is about the filibuster, right? So part of what we're going to be saying is, hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. So y'all, just bear with us for a couple more minutes. But again, we want to thank everybody who's shown up. We want to thank the state legislators. We want to thank all of you who have shown up, because this is the type of action that is going to take for us to get these voting rights. We got only a couple of days left before they try to go home for this recess. So we got just a couple of days left to deliver this message that recess can wait. Recess can wait. And we've got the power to do it. Y'all, if we weren't clear about the power we got, then after what we've seen over the past 4 or 5 days on the steps of the Capitol, we ought to be very clear. If we weren't clear about the power that a handful of folks can have, including representative folks, right? Like Representative Cori Bush. Y'all give it up for Cori Bush. Cori Bush took a stand. Who said, I'm not just a legislator, but I'm an activist, and she took a stand. And because of her work, in 4 days, millions of people that were facing possible eviction have now been spared. Millions of people who are facing the end of this eviction moratorium have now received a little reprieve, right?
All of that because one elected official decided to take a stand. Right? And so that's why it's so important that we have elected officials that are willing to do so. And without any further ado, I am so glad, I'm so honored that we have been joined by none other than Reverend Jesse Jackson, who is still in the fight, fighting for our voting rights.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
Today we march to the White House to get the president's attention. Fortunately, in the case of Joe Biden, we have an ally, but we need to put pressure on him. Some time ago, he was talking about how he put Randolph and he believes he met with President Roosevelt. Now the agenda, he said, Roosevelt said, go out and make me do it. Create the environment where it's feasible for me to do it. Remember Joe Manchin yesterday about how Republicans taking over West Virginia. You need to go to West Virginia and make him do it. One thing we need to do, one, the Republican scheme, make difficult voting, then decertify. That's what Arizona was all about. It's going to be difficult to vote, and they're going to decertify votes. So you say in the scheme, make voting difficult, and then decertify votes. Must not let them decertify votes.
Must not let them decertify our votes.
Now, the good news is that those who are chairman today depend upon the success of our movement.
That's right.
See, if we win, democracy wins.
Democracy wins.
Democrats win.
Democrats win.
Nation wins.
Nation wins.
We lose.
Democrats
lose.
Democrats
lose.
We lose.
Democracy loses.
Democracy
lose.
We lose.
America loses.
America loses.
So all the chairmen should be out here marching with us.
That's right.
Because they're chairman because of our work.
That's right.
When we made them chairman, right? So now I want to stand tall and make our case today in front of the White House. We've done it in Arizona 2 weeks ago. We did it in Washington, Austin, Texas. We're doing it here again today. So we're going to keep on marching.
That's right.
We'll keep marching.
That's right.
Yes.
Justice is done.
Yes.
Well, the power of one person. That was about Cora Bush. Was tremendous work.
Yes. Zero.
When Dr. King spoke in Washington in 1963, one black official wrote the whole South. One black official in the whole South. So one black official.
One black official.
In the whole South.
In the whole South.
They have mayors in Birmingham and Selma and Montgomery and Dallas and Houston and all that. One. What Leroy Johnson did was, he the one got Ali back in the ring. Ali went to 55 cities and states trying to get him back in the ring. They wouldn't let him back in. One guy, Governor Maddox, Axel Maddox, a very racist guy, his son got in trouble. His case was, he made for his son was, every man deserves a second chance. Johnson supported that. He went to him and said, now, I'm a friend, need a second chance. Ali. Maddox said, I'm for it, but I think the right way would be to family me up. He said, well, you take a principal position. Maddox took it in the right way he came at him. So he backed away from his position. But the Sanders came in and joined with the lawsuit that got Ali back there. Then they wouldn't let him do his health care, his practice to qualify. The Morehouse gave him a stage to do the training. So one man, one person, can make a difference.
Can make a difference.
One Rosa Parks.
One Rosa Parks.
Sat in. One Rosa Parks.
One Rosa Parks.
Sat in.
Sat in.
Nation stood up.
Nation stood up.
Tory Brooks.
Tory Brooks.
Stood up.
Stood up.
Now. 11 million people.
11 million people.
6 million families. Have a place to stay.
Have a place to
Say
stay.
I am.
I am.
Somebody.
Somebody.
Look at me. I am.
I am.
Somebody.
Somebody.
Respect me.
Respect me.
Protect me.
Protect me.
Never neglect me.
Never neglect
I
me.
am.
I am.
God's child.
God's
Stop
child.
the violence.
Stop the
Save
violence.
the children.
Save the
Stop
children.
the violence.
Stop the
Save
violence.
the children.
Save the
I will
children.
vote.
Your vote.
I can vote.
I can
I must vote. I will vote.
I will
I
vote.
can vote.
I can
must
vote.
vote. My citizenship
My
is at
sister
stake.
is at
Listen,
stake.
those kids coming back today from Japan, sitting on the stand, getting the gold medals and all that, come back to a nation that does not want their parents to vote.
Well,
This year we must focus on college residency. College residency. College
College.
residency. So if you're from University of Maryland, for example, and you're from, say, New York, you have the right to vote where you live. Students have the right to vote before they attend school. Some of these districts are headed by right-wingers who represent colleges, don't represent students' interests. Every student has the right to register before they attend school. Key in our strategy must be the student registration on campus.
On campus.
Registration
Registration
on campus.
on campus.
Do it all. Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive.
Keep hope
Keep hope
alive.
alive.
Keep hope
Keep hope
alive.
alive.
Love you. Keep hope alive.
Keep hope alive.
Love you guys. Love you. Love you.
Y'all give it up for Reverend Jesse Jackson!
No mic.
Hello. Here we go. When Cora was fighting for Maxine Waters, that was Maxine's legislation. Maxine, give Maxine a big hand.
Yes.
All right. Thank you once again, y'all. Please give it up for Reverend Jesse Jackson! Still out here speaking, still out here fighting, still out here getting arrested like the other day. So y'all give it up. Y'all fired up! Fired up!
Ready to go!
Fired up!
Ready to go!
Fired up!
Ready to go!
So we are going to make our way over to this corner, and we are going to follow the directions of our marshals, right? Follow the directions of our marshals. We're going to, I believe we're going to be in the street. And so if I can get our banner holders that are holding the banner to lead the way, and if everybody can start lining up behind them. Yes, sir.
Hello. We should march in threes and 6 feet apart. So we believe in vaccination. Vaccination. Elimination. Believe in vaccination. So we're on the protocol, but wearing our masks. We got mine here. So wear our masks.
Wear a mask.
Line up in threes, 6 feet apart.
All right, y'all. So we're gonna make our way over there. We're gonna line up. Get ready to take off. We're gonna be in. And when we get to the, we got a couple of our sponsor organizations. When we get to Lafayette Park, we'll have a few more words over there as well. Everybody follow our marshals. Marshals got the vest on. They got the vest on.
I just want to give you guys a instruction. So we're going to be marching straight up 15th, and then on Pennsylvania Ave, we're going to be cutting left. We're going to pause right in front of the
Make sure you have a sign. If you don't have a sign, please grab a sign. We got a bunch of them out here. Grab a sign.
And from there, Jesse Jackson will be speaking.
Recess can wait. Pick a sign. Grab a sign.
What's that? Second. Straight up 15th.
The Estrella TV, Spanish outlet. What will be the message for the Latino community?
We got water. If anybody needs water, we got water.
Wonderful. Need help?
Where was y'all earlier? I'm sorry. So we're going to move this banner up a little bit so we can put the spaces behind the banner. So we're going to dumb this banner.
My bad, bro.
All right, stretch the banner out now. Stretch it out.
We ready to go.
You ready?
We ready to go.
Ho, ho! Ho, ho!
Hey, hey!
filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. The filibuster's got to go.
Oh, wait up. Wait for them to get there.
Cliff, you ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're ready to go, y'all. All right, fired up! Fired up! Fired up! Let's walk, y'all!
Come this way. Come this way.
Who's street? 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 Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what our power looks like.
This is what our power looks like.
Show me what our power looks like.
This is what our power looks like.
Show me what our power looks like.
This is what our power looks like.
Show me what our power looks like.
This is what our power looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what our rights, and we want it now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. I said if we don't get it, shut it down. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. I said if we don't get it, shut it down. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster has got to go. Whose street? Our street. Whose street? Our street. Whose street? Our street. Whose street? Our street. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Whose street? Our street. Whose street? Our street. Whose street? Our street. Whose street? Our street. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. Whose house? Our house. What do we want? Voting rights. What do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. What do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. 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 What do we want? Voting rights. What do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. What do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. 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 If we don't get it, shut it down.
This is what democracy looks like.
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 This is what statehood looks like.
This is what DC 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 statehood looks like.
This is what democracy 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 looks like.
For anybody who doesn't have a sign in their hand, let me get a car, we get this going. I said, show me what democracy looks like.
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 This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like. All right, check this one out. We got a new one. We're going to be do this one when we get to the park. But listen up. Say, for the people, we love the people. For the people, we love the people. Say, for the people, we love the people. For the people, we love the people. And for the people, act. 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 Now let's put it together. For the people, we love the people. And for the people, act. Say it. For the people, we love the people. And for the people, act. One more. For the people, we love the people. And for the people, act. Say it. For the people, we love the people. And for the people, act. Let's go. For the people, we love the people. And for the people, act. Say it. For the people, we love the people. And for the people, act. Let's go. For the people, we love the people. And for the people, act. Go. For the people, we love the people. And for the people, act. Last time. For the people, we love the people. And for the people, act.
we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
What do we want?
Voting rights.
When do we want them?
Now.
What do we want?
Voting rights.
When do we want them?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
We don't get it,
Shut it down.
We don't get it.
Shut it down.
If we don't get it,
Shut it down.
Black people don't get it.
Shut it down.
Brown people don't get it.
Shut it down.
Black children don't get it.
Shut it down.
Black housing doesn't get it.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down.
Shut it down. Voting rights. When do we want it? Right now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. I said if we don't get it, shut it down. Once more, what do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Right now. Say, what do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Right now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. President Biden, if we don't get it, shut it down. Once more, if we don't get it, shut it down. Let's go. Say, do your job. Do your job. Say, do your job. Do your job. Do your job. Do your job. Say, do your job. Do your job. U.S. Senate. Do your job. U.S. Senate. Do your job. President Biden. Do your job. President Biden. Do your job. Say, pick a side. Pick a side. Say, pick a side. Pick a side. President Biden. 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 Pick a side.
Free the vote.
Free the vote.
Free the vote.
Free the vote.
To the left. Vote.
To the left, y'all. To the left.
Free the vote.
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 Free the vote. Free the
No
vote.
recess. No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess.
No recess. Recess can wait. Democracy can. Recess can wait.
Democracy can.
Recess can wait.
Democracy can.
Recess can wait.
Democracy can.
Recess can wait.
Democracy can.
Recess can wait.
Democracy can.
Recess can wait.
Democracy can.
Recess can wait.
Democracy can.
Recess can wait.
Democracy can.
Recess can wait.
Democracy can.
Recess can wait.
Democracy can.
Recess can wait.
Democracy can. Democracy can.
Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho, the filibuster's got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. The filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. The filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. The filibuster has got to go. Hey, hey, ho, ho. The filibuster has got to go.
What do we want?
Voting rights.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Voting rights.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Voting rights.
When do we want it?
Now. What do we want?
Voting rights.
When do we want it?
Now.
Shut it down. 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 Say what? The people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. That's right. We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. President Biden. We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. President Biden. We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. People outside your door. Say what? Outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Outside your door. We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Hands up. The people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. One more. Outside your door. We got the people outside your door. That's right. Outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Let's go. The people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? The people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? People outside your door. We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. We got the people outside your door. Say what? Oh yeah. People outside the door. Recess can wait. Democracy can. 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 What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. What do we want? Voting rights. When do we want it? Now. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. If we don't get it, shut it down. I said if we don't get it, shut it down. I said if we don't get it, shut it down. I said if we don't get it, shut it down. President Biden, pick a side. 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 Once more, President Biden, pick a side. Yo, give it up for yourselves, y'all. Give it up for yourselves. All right, we're gonna have a couple more speakers. We got some of our guests. Do you want to go? What do you think? Okay. We got a couple of speakers that we're gonna do. Rev, you got another word you want to share with us? Okay.
Hear me, please. Transformative justice. Hello. Transformative justice. And Black voters matter. Legal women voters now.
Declaration for American Democracy.
Friends, here is you demonstrate to send a message to people, right? Well, not in the demonstration. So, when I say that the front line should be black and white,
Oh, yeah.
it sends a message. So just make it to the front line, should look like the coalition, it's black, white, and brown.
Black, white, and brown.
So, all right. Now, say when I said March 3 apart, it makes it people should be marching.
Oh, yeah.
It makes the march longer and stronger, right?
That's right.
Bunch of we ignoring COVID and have small demonstrations. So demonstrations should look like people they represent.
People they represent.
Long, strong, disciplined.
Yes,
So I am.
I am.
Somebody. Now, I want to make an observation here. In some sense, President Roosevelt, Barbara, we met with him and said what the demands were. He said, well, make me do it. He was the ally. Sometimes we're not picking Joe Biden. We're saying we must create an environment that makes it a priority, right?
That's right.
If we lose, Schumer can't be president of the Senate. That's right. Lose, can't be Speaker of the House. We lose, all championships go, right?
That's right.
So we have an interest. Everybody. Everybody has an interest in us.
Everybody has an interest in us.
Now this spring, this one of the marches, we must involve those officials. They must march too. The officials win the championship. The officials who won the championship must march. To keep them. So we need not bear the cross alone. The other thing, there's two schemes they got going. One, they're trying to not allow the vote, and then decertify, not allow the vote, decertify the vote. Not allow the vote, decertify the vote. So what we see in Georgia, they took all the power from the Secretary of State. They run legislation. In Arizona, the same thing. So we must not allow them.
We must not allow
the vote.
We're not allowed to vote.
Based on removing precincts. We must stop decertification. So I want to just get us those points out because what we're here to ask the White House to prioritize voting. In some sense, say when we win, White House wins. We win, democracy wins. We win, Democrats win. We win, nation wins. We win, the Olympians to the point of getting the gold. Those kids, they come back home and they've been brainwashed over there, suspect and all that. Yeah, those kids, they come back home, they were, Simone Biles' parents have been sidelined and voted. So Simone, a great sister, a good Olympic athlete. Her parents been marginalized. So that's our message, is that, Barbara?
Yes, I'm right here, Roland.
Yeah.
Right here.
Now together, say I am.
I am.
Somebody.
Somebody.
Red and yellow.
Red and yellow.
Brown, black, and white.
Brown, black, and white.
All precious. In God's sight. Everybody. Is somebody. Everybody matters. Everybody matters. All God's children matter. We must matter. Make America better. Never bitter. Better. No, stop the filibuster. Stop the filibuster. Now, if I bring Barbara on that, is that the filibuster was started in slavery time. In slavery time. And it was used to maintain slavery legislation. They used the filibuster to stop women's right to vote, used to stop consumer protection, stop workers' rights.
That's right.
They used it to keep wages low, stop Civil Rights Act. The filibuster is a tool of the right wing to suppress voter registration. We want our votes to count. We must vote. Our votes must count. We must vote. Our votes must count. Must vote. Our votes must count. I am somebody. Respect me. Protect me. And the one who has driven me the most, Bob Runwine. Give Bob Runwine a big hand.
Okay. All right.
Give a big hand, Bob Runwine.
Everybody, a big hand for Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson. I tell you, everybody, we're here because we're on a mission. Our mission is to pass the For the People Act. Nothing less will do. We're here to say to the U.S. Senate that we must pass D.C. statehood now. Nothing less will do. We're here to say that the people of America deserve $15 minimum wage right now. We're here to say to this White House, we heard Julian Castro the other day say that this White House has had 300 meetings on infrastructure. 300 meetings on infrastructure. How many have you had on voting rights? Nothing close. Come on, you can't even show me 25. Come on. What is going on here? Don't tell us that you're for the people. Don't tell us that you are for us when you can't be for the People Act. Every day, every minute, every hour, we want to see this White House doing its job. President Biden, do your job. We have that message for you. Everybody, join me in reminding him that we are here to say one powerful thing. Pick your side. But pick the right side. Because you got to be against the filibuster if you're for the people. There is no other answer at this moment. You know, if you can't show us 10 more Republican votes, then show us the rule change. Right now, Schumer. Where's the rules change? We want it right now. We demand it be brought to the floor. Right now. My co-colleague, my leader, my co-leader, Darrell Jones, he is a mighty visionary. All right, he's taught us how to free to vote. But Darrell, I know that you might have just a couple of words, so let me not dominate this mic, because I got too much to say.
You got a lot to say. Barbara Unwine, everybody. Barbara Unwine. Reverend Jesse Lewis Jackson Sr. Cliff Albright, Black Voters Matter.
Yes.
Declaration for American Democracy.
Yes.
Representatives from the state of Texas. Representatives from the state of Tennessee. All over this country, we have representatives coming to Washington, D.C. Why? Because the vote matters. Why? Because they're here to say, President Biden, do your job. Do your job.
Do your job.
We fought with you. Do your job.
Do your job.
All over this country, the vote is under attack.
Yes.
We know there are over 300 vicious pieces, 400 pieces of legislation that have been introduced. And we know one other thing as well. We know that the For the People Act. Yes, sir. We know that the John Lewis Voting Rights Advancement Act would address all of this voter suppression that is now underway.
Yes.
But we need Congress, we need the Senate to do their job and act. President Biden, members of the Senate, do your job. No recess, 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 do your job.
No recess. Free to vote.
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 God bless you.
All right. Yes, the people are here. The leadership is here. The instructions are clear. I don't understand what's taking so long. But Barbara broke it down for us real simple like. So next we're going to have our brother Todd come up and say a few words for us. He was just on my shoulder. What happened? There he is. That brother's moving, y'all.
All right, my sister.
How y'all feeling today?
Feeling good.
How y'all feeling today?
Good.
Are we charged up for voting rights?
Oh, yeah.
Are we charged up for human rights?
Yeah.
All right, my name is Todd Hobson-Powell. I'm founder and director of policy for a group called Concerned Citizens DC. We've been out here hitting the ground all this past year because what we understand is that we are fighting for an America that has fundamentally been against us.
That's right.
Since its inception, right? And so if there has been intentional hindrances to our participation in democracy, there needs to be intentional inclusion. Right? Which is why we want to pass the For the People Act. Which is why we're advocating for DC statehood. All too often, black and brown voters have been left out of the promise of American democracy.
Say it, brother.
We're told that all of our votes matter. We're told that we matter, but aren't made to see that at elections. Aren't made to see that at polling places. And so we're out here standing together as a block in solidarity to say that black votes matter, that black voters matter, and that we won't take this lightly. It's not enough for us to switch administrations only to receive some of the same, right? It's not enough for us to go ahead and to deliver on a pivotal general election and to give the majority in the Senate only for us not to use it, right? Now is the time for us to put our money where our mouth is. It's not enough to have a majority, we have to use the majority. We have to activate the majority. We activated on our end, right? We showed up and we showed out and we delivered. Now it's time for this administration to deliver us. So thank you guys for coming out here. Pleasure to be here with the Reverend Justin Jackson. Pleasure to be here with everybody else. Thank you guys so much. Keep fighting. Power to the people. Black voters matter.
All right, so we're going to close out here in just a few more minutes, but we have some more wisdom, we have some more knowledge that we need to share because we've got all of these amazing leaders who are here. But before we go, I just want to say one last thing from the voters of Georgia, the great state of Georgia. We came out. We organized during a pandemic. Let us remember there were no vaccines in December and January when we came out and voted. We organized. We risked our lives twice. We gave you this power. You owe us. As Dr. King once told us, there is a promissory note due to the voters of Georgia. It is dated January 5th, 20 and 21. It is now past due. It is now past due. So I'm going to let Bishop and Barbara and all the beautiful leaders close us out.
All right.
Make some noise, everybody. Make some noise, everybody. You know, it's so critically important for us to fight every day in every way we possibly can. Ministers showed up on Monday, 1,000 plus, over 200 people were arrested. Ministers showed up yesterday from around the country, and you are here today. Make some noise for yourselves today. Make some noise. What is so critical about this is that not only do black lives matter, but LGBTQ lives matter. Immigrant and native lives matter. The uninsured, the unemployed matter. Raising 15 will raise the lifestyle and the livelihoods of 32 million people who are working 2 to 3 jobs just to make it every day. We cannot take no for an answer, and this is no time for a compromise. The For the People's Act is the best act. It's the best piece of legislation that will overturn 400 pieces of legislation that is designed to decertify and disenfranchise black and brown people. It's our time. Our sister talked about a promissory note. This is the Cash App generation. We can get ours right now. I said we can get ours right now. There's a new song in our movement, and it says this: what side are you on, my people? And we holler the people side. What side are you on, my people? We holler the people side. What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
The people side.
What side are you on, my people? What side are you on?
The people side.
Whose side are you on, my people? Whose side are you on?
The people side.
Whose side are you on, my people? Whose side are you on?
The people
Now
side.
say justice. Whose side are you on, my people? Whose side are you on?
The people side.
Whose side are you on, my people? Whose side are you on? Let's make this happen. We can win. Let's make the president pick a side. Somebody say pick a side. Pick a side. Pick a side. Pick a side. Make some noise, everybody.
Bishop Brandon, the Rainbow Coalition, Rainbow Pusher Director, National. Give him a hand, Bishop Brandon.
Yes. First of all, before we end, let me say a word of extreme thanks to Cliff Albright of Black Lives Matter. He is one fighter, one warrior for justice. Oh, and I talked a few hours, not even an hour ago, with my dearest sister, Latasha Brown. She sends all her love to all of us. You see, this is a movement, and we are determined to win. We're not out here showboating.
That's right.
We're about winning. There is a deadline, American people.
Deadline.
August the 16th, census data will issue. These states are so crazy. They're already talking about, they know what their maps are going to be. They only have a word of census data. They're so crazy, they're talking about passing new districts, redistricting for the House of Representatives in 2 weeks, as soon as the data's out. Why? Why does anybody, why does this administration, why does the U.S. Senate think they can sit around and not do anything when they know we got a deadline upon us?
That's right.
You know, we got to do this, people. We don't have time to wait. There is a deadline. This is not about some pie-in-the-sky democracy. This is about our rights right at this moment. So I say to President Biden, hear us clearly. You can call all the yes-sirs and you want to into the White House. Come out and talk about, well, we do what the president wants. No! We're saying to you right now, you do what the people want. You do what the people need. The people need the For the People Act now. So we will leave here today, but we're not stopping. Not for 1 second. We're bringing in the summer. We got something to say to the sun.
That's right.
We're bringing the real heat.
The heat is here.
The heat is here, and we won't stop until we win. We will be back, President Biden. That's right. We're going to stay on you until you say end the filibuster. Yes. We're going to stay on you and make you say to Chuck Schumer, and we're saying to Chuck Schumer, no recess.
No recess.
You haven't even done your job.
No recess.
You don't deserve a recess. No recess. So everybody, we were in Phoenix, and we sat down, and we went to jail, and we got a court hearing tomorrow. About 60 days of jail time for people for protesting, for a senator who has the nerve to have her office on private property, spending our taxpayer money telling us that we are trespassing when we asked to see her. You see, people, playing.
That's right.
On Monday, the Poor People's Campaign had more than 200 people get arrested.
That's right.
And because we're not playing, we're out here with every intent of doing one important thing, and that's winning. Pass the For the People Act now. Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Do it now.
Free to vote.
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 Everybody, somebody. Everybody, somebody. Everybody, somebody. Everybody, somebody. In the filibuster.
In the filibuster.
Now.
Vote now.
Vote now.
Votes must count now.
Vote must
Vote
count.
now.
Vote now.
Votes must count now.
Vote must
We can
count.
save the House. We can save the House. We can save the House. Save the Senate. Elect the President. We invest for the return. Say promissory note.
Yes.
Promissory note.
Bonds check.
Bonds check.
My insufficient funds.
Insufficient funds.
All right, y'all. So we do have, a couple more people. Can y'all hear me? Couple more people to close us out. We would be remiss if we didn't hear again from some of our leadership in the great state of Texas.
Yes.
Because I mentioned that, and I say that intentionally because I was reminded yesterday of a sound bite that then candidate Biden gave that sounded amazing on the trail when he said, "I'm going to fight like hell for voting rights."
Well,
POTUS,
Show us.
I have not seen you fight like
Thank
hell
you.
for voting rights. I've seen you fight like hell for infrastructure,
right.
and that's important. I've seen you fight like hell for the economy, and that's important. I've seen you fight like hell against this pandemic, and that's important. But all of that will go away if we lose our right to vote. So look to the people of Georgia, look to the people of Texas to see what it means to fight like hell. Minister Dominic Alexander, next year. Come on up, brother. Come on, brother.
How y'all doing? Y'all give a hand to Cliff and Wanda and all of the people of Black Voters Matter, as well as all of the organizations who, in like 72 hours, put this together. I want to first off by saying I must acknowledge my state representatives from the great state of Texas. Y'all give them, it's not easy to put the backs of millions of people on your shoulders and demand justice. I also want to acknowledge our DC chapter president, Marcus A. Hughes, who's with us today. Also, it's always a pleasure to see Reverend Jackson and his team at the Rainbow Push Coalition, always. I also would acknowledge my pastor in his absence, the Honorable Dr. Freddie D. Haynes III, always bringing Jesus and justice together. I want to talk about this or whatever because I want to say this is the power of voting. In the last couple of days, we've saw Congresswoman Cori Bush on the State House steps. And let me say this quick. Congresswoman Cori Bush, we started in 2014. I started in Dallas and she started in the front line in Ferguson, right? But I wanted you to know this year today, one year anniversary, that we took down a 52-year dynasty and Congresswoman Cori Bush was elected to Congress. And I had reminded her on the steps, one of the things that was used against her in her elections, and this is what I want y'all to know that is real and it's important that you elect people that look like you. One of the mailers that came out 2 weeks before that August 4th election was criticizing Congresswoman Cori Bush of her past evictions on her credit. All right. And then a year later, right? She put millions on her back. Millions on her back and fought and challenged the leadership. And that's why it's important. This is the reason why they don't want to unlock the vote, because they don't want us to elect people like Congresswoman Cori Bush in states like Texas, Georgia, and Missouri. You know, Missouri is about as red gets. You get what I'm saying? And Congresswoman Cori Bush, she just represents a big circle of blue in that big old state of Missouri. And yet at the end of the day, that's the power that we must unlock. So I just want us to say, I want us to really know that we have elected officials that are true about this, right? And we have that in Congresswoman Cori Bush, and we must do all we can to make sure that we pass the For the People's Act, the John Lewis Voting Rights Act, and we must end this racist, bigot, Jim Crow 2.0 filibuster This tool has only been used to historically stop civil rights passages. And yet just recently in 2020, it stopped the anti-lynching bill. Yet at the end of the day, we're talking about from Emmett Till all the way to now. And yet we in 2020, in 2021, we can't even get an anti-lynching bill passed in this Senate. That means it's not representing for the people. And yet, no, I don't care whether you're Democrat, Independent, Republican, everybody must do their job. Everybody must do their job. And don't be comfortable just because we must hold Democrats accountable just as well. Because Joe Manchin wasn't born overnight. You get what I'm saying? That wasn't born overnight. His hypocritical statements and after statement after statement, that wasn't born overnight. And yet at the end of the day, what we will do when Joe Manchin is running for re-election, we remind him of bipartisanship. That bipartisanship that does not represent our movement. We must fight for the people and continue to fight for the people no matter what. Justice! No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Thank y'all.
Yes, thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. All right, we are getting close to the point where we are going to close out, but before we do, my sister Barbara reminded me that we must acknowledge our amazing ASL interpreter here today, who has worked as hard as anybody. Thank you so much. And he probably dressed better than anybody too, so we should also acknowledge that, brother. We appreciate you. All right, so next up, to close us out, we're going to learn some chants. We're going to bring up our brother Lou from Peace Poets. I keep wanting to call him Justice Poets. He says it's about the same thing. But Peace Poets are going to teach us some stuff, and we're going to close out.
Peace, family. Right now, we're going to sing a song that we sang for 24 hours and 20 minutes to break the filibuster record, so that they know that harmony is greater than disharmony, that love is greater than hate. Am I right? So I'm going to need you all to sing it with me, because we need to sing it right here. Let me hear y'all say, we the people are for the people, and for the people act. We the people are for the people. Now, will you have our back? That's what we need the president to hear today. So I'm going to sing it one time. You're going to hear it. You're going to feel it. We're going to sing it together like we mean it. Here it goes. We the people are for the people, and for the people act. We the people are for the people, and for the people act. Now this one. We the people are for the people. Now will you have our back? Try that. We the people are for the people. Now will you have... Let's get it. We the people are for the people, and for the people act. We the people are for the people. Now will you have our back? You know it now. Say, we the people are for the people, and for the people act. Come on. We the people are for the people. Now will you? Now try this with me. We say we won't ever let go. Try that. We won't ever let go of that hard-won freedom to vote. We say hard-won freedom. Because we the people. Now, we the people are for the people, and for the people act. We the people are for the people. Now will you sing it to the president? We the people are for the people, and for the people act. Come on. We the people are for the people. Now will you say that last line? Now will you have our back? Say it loud. Will you? One more time. Will you have our back? Thank you for singing that, y'all. Keep that song going till we end the filibuster, till we pass the For the People Act. That's a song for the people. Love and respect. Peace.
Yes, thank you. Y'all, the fight continues. Make sure you get on social media, you follow the organizations, the leaders that are here for next steps. The fight continues. We are not done. Can't stop, won't stop. Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Everybody be safe. Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much. That's amazing.
guys. Thank you, thank you. You need anything else?
In the front earlier.
Yeah, I'm in the small town. Wait, I gotta have my Louis. What's up, y'all? Tiffany Dina Lofton here, stepping in for my Uncle Roland. Y'all check out the White House behind us. We'll be here demanding that Joe Biden do his job and pass the For the People Act. We're glad that y'all are able to join us virtually. Feel free to join us in person. We're going to be here in Washington, D.C. until the fight continues. Thank y'all so much, and out. Is that okay?
Yeah, perfect. See you soon.
You're the only person I did TV for today. I was like,
Hey, get BNC. What's up, man? How you doing? Good. I see you working, man. Hey, man, we out here.
you still got my cell, right?
Yeah, I got you. I will.
No.